is a painful truth many men discover only after giving far more than they ever thought they would. You can give a woman your time, your money, your attention, your loyalty, your patience, and your constant support, and still watch her slowly become distant. You can answer every call, fix every problem, make sacrifices she never asked for, and build your entire routine around keeping her happy. Then one day, the warmth changes, the messages become shorter, the excitement disappears, the connection feels different, and the question starts eating at you. After everything I did for her, how could she stop caring? But that question may be hiding the real problem. Relationships do not work like bank accounts. You cannot keep depositing favors, gifts, attention, and sacrifice, and expect emotional loyalty to appear as a guaranteed return. Human attachment is more complicated than that. And this is where many men misunderstand what actually keeps a woman emotionally invested. A woman can appreciate what you do for her, and still feel disconnected from you. She can respect your effort, and still feel that the relationship is missing something. She can even believe you are a good man, while no longer feeling the same emotional pull she once felt. That sounds unfair until you understand the psychology behind it. In this video, you are going to learn why effort alone does not create loyalty, why doing more can sometimes make a relationship weaker instead of stronger, and why emotional connection depends on much more than how useful, generous, or available you are. We will also break down the difference between being appreciated and being deeply valued, why consistency often matters more than dramatic acts of love, how respect and emotional safety influence attraction, and why some men lose themselves while trying to prove they deserve to be chosen. Most importantly, you will discover the one relationship experience that can matter more than gifts, money, constant attention, or endless sacrifice. Stay until the end, because the final part turns the entire question around. Instead of asking what more you can do to make a woman stay, you may start asking whether the relationship is choosing you too. That shift can save you years of chasing, overgiving, and confusing sacrifice with love. Welcome to the channel, where we break down relationships, human behavior, and the psychology people rarely explain clearly. If you want more videos that challenge common beliefs and help you understand what is really happening beneath the surface, subscribe now and stay with us until the end. Before going any deeper, one idea has to be made clear, because without it, everything that follows can easily be misunderstood. Women are not one psychological type. There is no hidden rule that controls every woman in exactly the same way. There is no sentence, behavior, amount of money, level of confidence, or relationship technique that can guarantee how every woman will respond. Two women can experience the same man, receive the same level of attention, and react in completely different ways. One may feel deeply connected while the other feels uncomfortable. One may value constant communication, while another needs more personal space. One may see frequent help as love, while another may feel that she is being controlled. This difference is important because female psychology is not a single switch that a man learns how to press. A woman's behavior develops from many parts of her life working together. Her personality matters. Some people naturally seek closeness, while others protect their independence more strongly. Some express emotions openly, while others keep feelings inside until they become difficult to ignore. Some need frequent reassurance. Others become uncomfortable when reassurance becomes constant. Attachment style can also influence how someone reacts when a relationship becomes serious. A woman who feels secure in relationships may be comfortable with closeness while still maintaining her own life. Someone who fears abandonment may become highly sensitive to changes in attention. A person who is uncomfortable with emotional dependence may pull away when intimacy increases, even if the relationship seems to be going well from the outside. This is one reason the same behavior can produce completely different results with different people. Age and life experience also change what someone wants from a relationship. What feels exciting at 20 may feel exhausting at 35. What seemed romantic during one stage of life may later feel unstable. Priorities can move from excitement toward peace, from attention toward reliability, from appearance toward compatibility, or from constant communication toward deeper understanding. Culture matters as well, because people grow up learning different ideas about relationships, marriage, independence, gender roles, family responsibilities, affection, conflict, and loyalty. A behavior that seems normal in one family may feel completely unacceptable in another. Past relationships leave an influence too. Someone who has experienced betrayal may notice signs of danger much faster than someone who has never been betrayed. Someone who has spent years with a controlling partner may react strongly when a new partner begins checking where she is, or asking who she is talking to. The new man may believe he is showing concern, but she may experience that same behavior through the memory of what happened before. A woman who has previously been emotionally neglected may place enormous value on being listened to. Another woman may care more about having space because her previous relationship felt suffocating. Individual values make the picture even more complicated. Some women place enormous importance on family. Others place more importance on independence. Some want traditional relationship roles. Others want a partnership where responsibilities are shared differently. Some admire ambition. Some prefer stability. Some want a highly social partner. Others want someone quiet and private. Some value emotional expression. Others value calm behavior more than constant emotional discussion. This is why broad statements about women can become misleading very quickly. The moment someone says, "Women always want this," it should raise a question, because real human beings are more complicated than internet formulas. Men are influenced by many of these same psychological forces. Men also have attachment patterns. Men also respond to past experiences. Men also become insecure, distant, loyal, unfaithful, grateful, resentful, loving, confused, or emotionally unavailable for different reasons. So this video is not about creating a battle between men and women. It is about understanding a relationship mistake that often becomes especially painful for men who believe their effort should guarantee a woman's emotional commitment. The title sounds absolute because it describes a frustration many men recognize, but the deeper point is more useful than the title itself. A man can perform endless acts of love and still fail to create a relationship that feels good to the person receiving them. That does not automatically mean his actions were worthless. It means an action and its emotional effect are not always the same thing. You can work very hard for someone without understanding what they actually need. You can sacrifice for someone while slowly creating resentment inside yourself. You can provide everything you believe a good partner should provide, while missing the emotional problems growing directly in front of you. This is where many relationships become confusing. One person thinks, "Look at everything I am doing," while the other person thinks, "Why do I still feel alone?" Both experiences can exist at the same time. A man may be working long hours because he believes providing money is how he protects the relationship. He may genuinely love his partner and believe every extra hour at work proves that love. But if she experiences months of emotional distance, canceled plans, and little meaningful conversation, she may not experience those working hours in the same way he does. He sees sacrifice. She feels absence. Neither side necessarily has to be evil for that gap to develop. The same thing can happen in reverse. A man may constantly message his partner because he believes attention proves devotion. He may check on her repeatedly, ask where she is, ask whether she is okay, and try to stay involved in everything happening in her life. In his mind, he is showing that she matters. But if she values independence, that attention may gradually begin to feel like pressure. What he calls care may be experienced as monitoring. What he calls closeness may feel like a lack of space. That does not mean he should become cold or stop caring. It means relationships require more than good intentions. They require awareness of how those intentions are actually being received. There is another side to this that men sometimes ignore because it is uncomfortable. Doing good things for someone does not create ownership over their emotions. Paying for dates does not purchase attraction. Helping someone through difficult moments does not create a permanent debt of loyalty. Supporting a person does not mean they are required to love you forever. This can feel deeply unfair when someone has given a great deal, especially if the relationship ends badly. But emotional attachment cannot be forced by keeping a record of sacrifice. A person may appreciate what you did and still realize the relationship is not right for them. They may remember your kindness and still lose attraction. They may respect you as a person while no longer wanting to remain your partner. This is one of the hardest truths to accept because effort feels measurable. You can count the money you spent. You can remember the nights you stayed awake helping her. You can remember the plans you canceled. You can remember the problems you solved. You can remember every moment when you chose her over yourself. Emotional connection is harder to measure, so people often replace it with things they can count. They start thinking, "I did 10 times more than the other guy would have done, so why wasn't I chosen?" But relationships are not competitions where the person who performs the most services automatically wins. If they were, the most generous person would always have the strongest relationship, and real life clearly does not work that way. Some couples have very little money and remain deeply connected. Some couples have everything they could buy and still become emotionally empty. Some people receive expensive gifts and feel unseen. Others remember one quiet conversation for years because it happened when they truly needed someone to understand them. The emotional meaning behind an action can matter more than its price, size, or difficulty. This is also why copying another man's behavior often fails. A man sees another relationship and thinks, she loves him because he acts confident, so he tries to copy the confidence. Or he thinks, she stays because he gives her space, so he becomes distant. Or he thinks, women want attention, so he gives constant attention. But without understanding the individual person in front of him, he is simply replacing one formula with another. Healthy relationships require curiosity about the actual person, not just theories about her gender. What does she value? How does she communicate? What happens when she is stressed? Does she move closer during conflict or pull away? What makes her feel respected? What makes her feel controlled? What does commitment mean to her? What does it mean to you? These questions reveal far more than asking what women want as a group. And there is another reason this distinction matters. When a man believes all women operate according to the same rule, every painful experience begins to look like proof of that rule. One woman betrays him, and he concludes women cannot be trusted. One woman chooses someone else, and he concludes women only care about status. One woman leaves after he gave everything, and he concludes women do not appreciate good men. Those conclusions may temporarily make pain easier to explain, but they can also prevent him from understanding what actually happened. Maybe the relationship was incompatible. Maybe attraction faded. Maybe communication failed. Maybe one partner became controlling. Maybe one became emotionally unavailable. Maybe both stopped making an effort. Maybe she behaved selfishly. Maybe he ignored warning signs. Maybe there were completely different expectations about the future. Sometimes the other person really does behave badly, and psychology should never be used as an excuse for disrespect, manipulation, cheating, or exploitation. But turning one painful relationship into a universal law about half the population does not make the lesson more accurate. It makes the next relationship harder to see clearly. The more useful approach is to understand patterns without pretending they are guarantees. Certain relationship needs appear again and again across people. Most people want some combination of respect, trust, connection, attraction, understanding, security, freedom, and reciprocity. But the importance of each one can vary greatly from person to person. One woman may value emotional conversation above almost everything else. Another may feel most loved through reliability and practical support. One may need frequent affection. Another may feel overwhelmed by constant contact. One may be strongly attracted to ambition. Another may care far more about calmness and stability. The goal is not to discover a secret code for controlling her response. The goal is to understand what kind of relationship the two of you are creating together. And this is where the title begins to reveal its deeper meaning. A woman is not necessarily becoming loyal to a list of things you perform for her. She is responding to the total experience of the relationship and to what that experience means to her personally. Every conversation, broken promise, repaired conflict, moment of support, moment of disrespect, period of distance, act of affection, bound